This is Sundry Weekend News, where we mash up sports with regular news. So here we have Cowboys Wire. Cowboys running back Ezekiel Elliott faces lawsuit over dog attack. Cowboys running back Ezekiel Elliott has been sued by a woman hired to clean the Pro Bowler's swimming pool. The woman says she was ambushed. Okay. By Elliott's 3 dogs in March and underwent surgery as a result. The woman claims the Rottweiler bit her arm and dragged her, as reported Friday by TMZ Sports, before the 2 bulldogs began attacking her legs. The woman says the dogs bit her multiple times, and after she was able to free herself from the animals, she went straight to the emergency room in immense pain. So she was still able to move. In addition to requiring surgery to repair bite damage to her forearm, the woman claims to suffer from constant mental and physical pain stemming from the attack. She is suing Elliott for an amount between $200,000 and $1 million. As per TMZ, the Frisco Police Department stated through a spokesperson that Animal Services personnel did, in fact, respond to an incident at the star running back's home on the date in question, but no criminal charges were filed at the time. Frank Salzano, Elliott's attorney, reportedly told TMZ that Elliott did nothing wrong. According to the attorney, Ezekiel was in no way negligent in connection with the alleged incident and intends to vigorously defend the lawsuit. The March attack was apparently not the first run-in Elliott's pool cleaners have had with his dogs. The woman in the lawsuit claims that another employee of the pool cleaning company was bitten by one of the dogs back in December. The incident may sound familiar to Cowboys fans. Quarterback Dak Prescott reached an agreement with the city of Frisco to relocate a pet pit bull in March of last year, after it escaped his home and bit a woman, causing her to lose a portion of a finger. Elliott's love for his dogs is well known. He maintains an Instagram page for Ace, Deuce, and Jack Jack. Ace, the Rottweiler, is featured on a tattoo on the running back's arm, and just this week, Elliott's dogs made a cameo appearance in a Twitch video the Cowboys star did with Scooter Magooter. Back. 5 pro tricks to make huge returns in the market. Download now. Jets reportedly targeting Lyle Collins. I read that yesterday. News and notes. Ezekiel Elliott, Mike McCarthy eyed for honors. A Tavon Austin return. I'm guessing this is the news and notes for yesterday. Probably come back to that. Ezekiel Elliott, yes, would love to have Jamal Adams on the Dallas Cowboys, of course. Revive your world of sound. Eargo. Request free sample. Cracking the Cool Kid Club. Cody Wichman wants spot on Cowboys offensive line. I read that yesterday too. Can Hamilton find a role in production in Cowboys' revamped defensive line cast? News. Jadeveon Clowney targeting Cowboys. Blake Jarwin a sleeper. What day was that from? News. Haha escapes Bear. Stadiums to tarp off lower seating. A threat to Emmett? That would be Adrian Peterson posing a threat to Emmett. Speed kills, but it pumps life into John Johnson's roster chances. Yes. How to make 401% in these market conditions. Get the insider information. Blitz Tracker Summit. Okay. Let's see what day this is from. June 26th. Oh yes, I forgot to say the date. It's Saturday, June 27th. So this is from yesterday. Just 6 weeks before it was set to be played, the NFL postponed the Hall of Fame game. Oh, it's postponed, not canceled, because everybody's been saying canceled. Between the Steelers and the Cowboys, as well as the Hall of Fame ceremony. This isn't a great sign for the season starting on time, despite Roger Goodell announcing that training camps are still set for July 28th. Behind the best running back in the NFC East, according to Maurice Jones-Drew, and one of the best candidates for Coach of the Year, Mike McCarthy, the Cowboys were named favorites to win their division by Pro Football Focus. Tavon Austin reuniting with his former coach John Fassel could help spark the Cowboys' special teams, and there's still the looming threat of a Jamal Adams to Dallas trade. Latest reports say that the Jets want Lyle Collins and extras. How should Dallas respond? All that and more make up the Dallas Cowboys news and notes for June 25th, 2020. Oh. So it was posted yesterday, but it's all the news from the day before yesterday. Cowboys-Steelers Hall of Fame game canceled with 2020 NFL Hall of Fame game and Enshrinement Week festivities have been postponed until 2021 amid the continuing COVID-19 panic. Examining the Cowboys feud that still smolders, Jerry Jones versus Jimmy Johnson. The Jerry Jones versus Jimmy Johnson feud has been going on for a quarter of a century at this point. Boys will be boys, but it seems high time that these two near octogenarians bury the hatchet before it's too late. Here's an excellent recap of what's kept the blood boiling for all these years. PFF picks favorite to win NFC East in 20. George Charori details why PFF believes the Cowboys and not the Eagles will win the NFC East this year. Dak Prescott was the 5th highest graded quarterback against playoff teams last season. But when the lights are brightest, Deshaun Watson performs. MJD's top 5 NFC East running backs of 2020. Maurice Jones-Drew ranks his top 5 NFC East running backs. Ezekiel Elliott beat out Saquon Barkley for the top spot. While Tony Pollard was nowhere to be found, he could easily be a top 5 back in the East in the upcoming season. Is Mike McCarthy the top NFL Coach of the Year candidate? Coach of the Year is an interesting accolade that doesn't always go to the best coach or the best team. Check out why Sports Illustrated's Albert Breer believes 2020 could be the perfect storm for Mike McCarthy to win the honor. 7 1970s rivalries that made the NFL super. Roger Staubach's Cowboys part of several epic matchups. The 1970s were the days that helped the Cowboys earn their nickname of America's team, and this list shows why. In a ranking of the top rivalries of the decade, the Cowboys are featured in 4 of the top 7 matchups. We are disappointed to postpone the events for this year, but 2021 will be exciting. Yeah. Brooks. Cowboys have 2 to 3 year window to win Super Bowl. NFL Network's Bucky Brooks shares why the Dallas Cowboys need to win a Super Bowl within the next few years. No pressure or anything. Bringing back Tavon Austin could be a wise investment for the Cowboys. Tavon Austin didn't necessarily live up to expectations in Dallas, but Matt Holleran of Blogging the Boys suggests the Cowboys bring back the veteran as a low-risk, high-reward 4th receiving option. Jets reportedly targeting Lyle Collins. Should Cowboys say no? The Jets' price tag on Jamal Adams could continue to shift as the season draws closer. Latest reports state that the Jets have their eyes on Cowboys right tackle Lyle Collins. Would it be smart for the Cowboys to give up such a solid lineman on a team-friendly deal? Maybe. I don't know. So what day was this from? Oh, so they buried the newest one at the very bottom of the email. What is wrong with these people? The topic of conversation over the last few days for the Dallas Cowboys has been all-pro safety Jamal Adams and who media members and fans would give up in a trade to acquire him. That all shifted today when reports of top free agent defensive end Jadeveon Clowney was said to have had his eye on just a few teams to finally sign with, one of them being the Cowboys. Adding a top-tier edge rusher would definitely benefit this year's team, but once again, money seems to always be the overriding issue. Could Dallas afford him? The Cowboys will be making more moves as the summer grows long. One thing to keep an eye on, however, is the long-term extension of the recently franchise-tagged Dak Prescott, who has been mentioned as one of the more valuable contracts waiting to get done. The team's star running back is also back in the news for all the wrong reasons, but it likely won't be labeled as detrimental as issues of the past. And Blake Jarwin finds himself in fantasy football talks? All this and much more in today's Cowboys news. Report. Dallas Cowboys are one of 2 teams on top of free agent defensive end Jadeveon Clowney's preferred list. PFN's Tony Pauline reports that the former Texans and Seahawks pass rusher has mentioned Dallas and New Orleans at the top of his wish list when forecasting his 2020 roster spot. RJ Ochoa digs into whether the Cowboys can afford him, and perhaps more important, whether they even need him. The Dallas Cowboys are one of 2 teams atop Jadeveon Clowney's preferred list, according to Tony Pauline. I was told the 2 teams on top of Clowney's list, as far as where he would like to end up, are the Dallas Cowboys and the New Orleans Saints. He would definitely help both of those teams. Both of them are a little bit cash-strapped. The Saints shave less than $9 million under the cap. The Cowboys are about $11.2 million below the cap. So I don't think either of that is going to be enough to bring Clowney in. They would have to do some significant maneuvering of salary in order to bring him in for a year if, in fact, those teams want him. I don't know that they want him. I know that Clowney wouldn't mind ending up with either the Cowboys or the Saints, from what I'm told. Cowboys running back Ezekiel Elliott faces lawsuit over dog attack. The star Cowboys running back is in the news today, and it has nothing to do with COVID-19. Ezekiel Elliott is being well, yeah, that's refreshing. That's nice. Good dogs. Not really. Ezekiel Elliott is being sued after his dogs allegedly attacked a worker at Elliott's home. Mahomes, Prescott among those who most deserve new contracts. Echoing what most Cowboys fans have been screaming for, the network's analytics expert Cynthia Freeland uses win share model results and forward-looking projections to estimate future win impact, and says Dak Prescott, who she calls crucial to the Cowboys' success, is the 3rd most urgent deal waiting to get done league-wide. Film room. 3 free agents who could still improve the Cowboys roster, including this immovable object at nose tackle. John Owning goes shopping to stock the shelves in Dallas. He comes away with wide receiver Taylor Gabriel, who he calls basically a more productive version of Tavon Austin. Edge rusher Cam Wake to perhaps platoon with Aldon Smith and Bradley Anae opposite DeMarcus Lawrence, and Damon Snacks Harrison, the aforementioned immovable object, who can absorb double teams to keep his linebackers clean, defeat single blocks, and make plays around or behind the line of scrimmage. Cool. Building the best NFL team money can buy under the 2020 salary cap. In this interesting hypothetical bang for the buck exercise, media researcher Anthony Holtzman Escareno crunches both stats and salaries. Lyle Collins makes his squad's starting lineup at right tackle, while Joe Looney, Gerald McCoy, Anthony Brown, and Xavier Woods are all on the 53-man roster as backups. Is Blake Jarwin a deep sleeper to target on the loaded Dallas Cowboys offense? With the NFL season set to start in just a few months, it's also time to dive deep into fantasy football. Blake Jarwin could be a late-round player to benefit greatly from a stacked 2020 Dallas Cowboys offense. So Tyron Smith is pretty strong. Yeah, it looks that way. Looking good, man. High expectations, unyielding family demands couldn't stop Cowboys' Tyron Smith from greatness. One of the best offensive tackles in football is showcased this ongoing countdown to the start of the season. Is showcased on this ongoing countdown to the start of the season? Take a look back at Smith's early years, his rise to the top rankings at his position, his setbacks, and his outlook as the man responsible for protecting Dak Prescott's blind side. Rank 'em, the Cowboys' 8 all-time franchise tags. The franchise tag has been a pivotal tool for the Cowboys over the years. The team website ranks the top 8 franchise tags of all time. You'll find the obvious and most recent ones towards the front of the list: Dak Prescott, DeMarcus Lawrence, and Dez Bryant. But a few forgotten names mentioned go to show how this tag has evolved over time and how much better the Cowboys are now as a team. New Orleans Saints safety Malcolm Jenkins on coronavirus risk. Football non-essential, yeah. I read this quote yesterday. The 12-year veteran and NFLPA executive committee member told CNN, he's an executive committee member of the Players Association, told CNN this week that the risk surrounding COVID-19 has to really be eliminated before he would be comfortable returning to play. There are no doubt plenty of other players who feel the same, even as the league tells teams to open their 2020 training camps on time. This man is obviously destitute of courage. Okay, that's it for Cowboys Wire. We